you.
All right, what's going on?
Yes, sir. Episode
Volume 8.
Sorry, Volume 8. Jesus Christ. Freaking. All right, real quick. We just had some freaking. Yeah, we had some spicy vegan, like non-chicken chicken tenders. Bro, got both of us just shook right now. Oh, literally. Just a freaking you know what I'm saying? You get what we saying. Anyway, that's gonna be a B word to freaking mix. Anyway, what is up, y'all? You know what I'm saying? We doing this early. You feel me? Cause we got a busy schedule, so we gonna knock out a lot. You're gonna be hearing us next when? Monday? Next Monday, but this is actually the previous
basically a week
Monday.
Before.
Yeah, so to Sunday, next Sunday.
If you catch it, yeah. I don't know when I'm gonna put it up yet, but
It's true.
it'll
But
be Sunday or Monday.
anyways, we got requests, right? We got requests from local, followers on Instagram. Shout out, and friends and followers, because you're not just followers to us. We're all friends here. So we got a couple requests, and we figured just go on those. You know what I'm saying? Requests. Also, real quick on requests, definitely email us, because we would love to hear from y'all. We want to hear your thoughts, questions, qualms, concerns, whatever you want to hear from us. We will try to get back with you and talk about it or whatever. You know what I'm saying? React to whatever. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that being
Even
said,
if it's wanting to hear Kamari not sound dead inside, let us know.
do I sound dead inside though?
For a hot second there, you did.
Okay, well, let me go ahead and get some life. So, what's up, everybody? I'm not trying to freaking be all over the place, but yeah. So let's jump right into it. Al, you want to go first, or you go ahead and go first? You go ahead and go first.
Which one do you want to hit first?
We just gonna hit the first one first.
The first one.
So actually, no. Let's not do that one. Let's save that one for second. Let's do the other one first.
Okay. So the question is, or statement rather, is what is the hardest thing about standing out as a musician / producer in an oversaturated market? Well, it's a good question. I don't quite know myself what the hardest thing is about standing out, because I do not yet, nor does Kamari, but I would say that marketing is a big issue just on the surface level, but just in general, I mean, if you're in an oversaturated market, which would be like pop music right now, or honestly hip hop at the present time, then I think that it's always just going to be an uphill battle. But our taste in music changes. Like if you're in the bandwagon realm, then yeah, it's always going to be rough if you're trying to get into things that people are already bandwagoning on. Everyone only has so much capacity, it seems, for their
sound.
taste in music.
Yeah.
So, if you're different at all or trying to innovate whatever it is, it's going to be difficult to do that. Because
It's going to be difficult, but at the same time, give it patience. Cause
right, if you keep doing it, then you just have to wait for the next wave, honestly.
Yeah, you could be that next
wave. It all
wave.
goes in waves.
Right.
Like when we have pop music classes, I even took a modern popular music class, and you go through time, And it really was, as you go through time, it was all these different genres that were considered the popular music at the time.
Right.
So now we have, I mean, pop music. It is interesting, though, that we call pop music like pop because what's the next pop music going to be? It really is just, it almost is like genreless music.
Yeah.
If we're calling it pop music, but it's just this collection of stuff that everyone likes to listen to. But really, I mean, it is its own genre, but then what is the genre of the music?
Of pop, yeah. So, I get what you're saying.
So what is the genre of pop music now? If we just call it pop.
I don't know. Usually what I hear on the radio is everybody singing over trap beats. It's some...
True.
You know, it's... At
or
first
it's a
it
trap
was just
song
singing.
and it's got a singing feature.
Yeah, like... Not like hardcore trap, but
Heavy
like it got
auto-tune.
some, or not even, I wouldn't say auto-tune. I'm not even trying
Sometimes.
to say like hip-hop. I'm saying like, think of some Ariana Grande type, which is some, with a
True.
a
Everything
trap
does,
beat
it's just
over
a lot of
yeah.
electronic production for things that probably should just, honestly, would be better
Be
if it had a
fine,
live
yeah,
band.
or like live, or
That's like I know a buddy of mine had gone to see Ellie Goulding, actually, who's, I would say, is still pretty relevant. Went to
freaking
see her
songs?
live, but when she does it live, she brings
like a
live band.
Yeah,
So it's a whole different experience. It's almost like John Bellion. When he plays live, it almost doesn't even sound like, the music, obviously, the lyrics are the same, but his arrangements live are way different than what you're hearing on his
that was recorded,
produced,
and
what he made in the studio, but it just makes it so much better. But anyways,
but then you get the best of both worlds at that, because you end up getting that live feel for it, but you still accommodate to the wave, I guess. So
yeah,
man, it might be the wave. No pun. Sorry, but yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think standing out. The hardest part I feel standing out is you're gonna get discouraged because like you're not gonna want to make that sound, but then you see all these people and you're making a certain sound, and you're like, wow, I could easily make this sound, and then boom, I'm guaranteed this amount of plays or this amount of, you know what I'm saying? And then it's
you're not necessarily.
you're not
though.
guaranteed, but you feel that way because it's.
And then you get trapped into making that style, and then it's going to go out of style, and then
What do you
you've
do
sort of
now?
wasted your efforts.
Then what's next? You know what I'm saying? I think people sort of make it less about themselves when it comes to standing out, and that's what makes it tough on them, because they're clearly not doing it for themselves if they want to, you know what I'm saying, join that saturated market or join that saturated wave, even if you don't want to.
Yeah.
And it's
by wanting to stand out, they get sucked into blending in.
right.
Basically. It's like,
what type of standout are you are you trying to stand out as in get all the right recognition, or are you trying to stand out as in this is my sound and this is just what I want to do? Like the two, like
yeah, I guess if you go about it either way, but I think that you can just as easily get sucked into just the general classification if you are going for your own sound, but you naturally take popular stuff now and use that as influence. You could just as easily not realize that you're going down that path and having minor tweaks, but it's really not enough. And, people are already, there are some artists that are in the pop realm where, okay, their music does sound a little bit different, so it's a bit more interesting, but it's still
you could tell
gets the same kind of clout and all that kind of stuff as everything else that's been there.
Right.
So, yeah, definitely the hardest thing is just, I guess, mindset, honestly, going into it. If you don't have a strong enough mindset that you want to create something new, then it's going to be incredibly hard to stand out.
Right, and then
try and invent yourself outside of, absolutely take influences, but you have to realize how much of the popular stuff is influencing your music. and where else you're getting your influences from, and sort of balance it out
So where you're not completely.
to where you're not just a copy.
Sure, because.
Because I could throw out trap beats all day. And,
Yeah, I mean, I could sound
get
like
people to pay for them and whatnot. SoundCloud rappers put them on their tracks. Sure, if that's what I wanted to do, but it's not.
And I could cap. You know what I'm saying? I could cap in my rap. You know what I'm saying? I could be one of those Lils. You know what I'm saying? And there's times where I wanted to experiment maybe, but even then it's sort of, you know what I'm saying? Like, who am I doing this to? What am I doing it for? Is it really me wanting to experiment with the sound, or is it me wanting to just get with the wave and try to, we could all, you know what I'm saying? We could all do that, but I feel it's not as fulfilling, you making your own sound. Like, this is going to be sort of a tangent, but Buddy at APC, like, his sound that we was listening to yesterday, shout out to you. His sound, like it's him. It's him, and I've never heard anything like that. And it's like,
yeah, you can tell that he's just doing it to
he's just
doing
do it
for himself.
to do it, yeah. And it's nothing more, nothing less. And I really,
because even the production was
out there. I wouldn't
not
say
out there,
but
just the sounds. I mean, the sounds were
delivery
unique. They're not not something you would typically hear. Drum sounds and just pads and whatnot.
Kind of blended a lot of sounds together. It made with an interesting rap flow. Yeah, but the subject content was interesting too. A rhyme pattern was interesting. A rhyme scheme, all that. So you can tell, but at what cost? You know what I'm saying? Do you want to just hop on the wave, or do you want to just keep doing you and have faith in yourself that, if this is even, and then why does he even have faith? What are we trying to stand out for? That's another good question. What are we trying to stand out for?
True.
I mean,
there's always, what is the motivation to want to?
Let's say, and then let's bring it to another type of art, podcasting. Are we really trying to, like, everybody's doing podcasting? You could say it's sort of oversaturated in a sense.
Yeah, but in podcasting, I think you more so get a sense of, because you can only put so much of yourself into a song. Like, you wouldn't really be able to get to know a person from listening to one song of theirs.
Yeah, limitations.
But you could listen to one podcast and be like, dang, I feel like I'm talking to this person. So I feel like there's almost a more personal connection in podcasting as to where, and then you have think of all the topics that you could talk about. And I mean, we don't have to put anything into rhymes or anything like that. It's just words, just stream of consciousness. So there's all the different topics mixed with all the different ideas that are coming from different people. So there's so much to choose from. And it's not as if, certain topics could be, saturated. Say, I've seen that there's a lot of like medical podcasts, but at the same time, the medical field is vast. So there's a lot of stuff to talk about. So you could just sift through all these different podcasts and say, oh, dang, here's the exact thing that I wanted to know about.
Yeah, or whatever.
And similar for other things. But I think in the philosophy category, I don't know. I wonder if there are a lot of other podcasts that would be considered philosophical. Maybe ours isn't even considered philosophical. I would say it is, but
I don't know. But who are we?
Comedic podcasts, there's definitely a lot of those. But
of course.
So going back to the original, just motivation, your influences and marketing we haven't really touched on, but that's also pretty tough if you don't we're trying to keep our social media presence down here. So, I mean, that makes marketing rough. But then again, even if you're marketing well on social media, you still may not get that great a following from it.
Right.
I would say the best is just to get around by people telling people.
Yeah.
I would say
People
the
are
best
gonna hear it.
advertising is just word of mouth.
More authentic, more,
You actually get someone's take on why they're excited about it, and that makes you even more
in
motivated.
that moment, yeah.
Instead of the person who's making it, obviously they're excited about it, but
Right.
you know that they're making it, so it's like, well, they sort of need to be excited about it, and you never know. I mean, shoot, we could be making this and not really be excited about it, but we're just posting about it, like, hey,
Yeah, you
well,
never
you gotta
see
listen
that
to this.
side
We're
of
so
us.
excited that you're here.
So, I mean, depends. Like you said, depends.
So that's hard too.
Social media, that.
Yeah, marketing has really gone down the drain.
Mainly
if you're a marketing major,
that's saturation. But mainly because we pick and choose what is popping, what's not. So everybody, we're all in control. There's a lot of things we don't have to make freaking relevant or, market, but we end up marketing it anyway because, people don't want to think for themselves. People want to be on the trends or people want to, you know what I'm saying? So,
yeah,
at that point, you can't really. I remember I was talking to somebody, I can't remember, but they were saying it's such a tiny, or I think I was watching a video, and it's such a tiny hole that you actually, whatever you do, makes it through. Because think of how many people are on the internet or on doing whatever, not even just the internet, but like doing what you're trying to do. Think of how many people are doing that, and think of how small that hole is for the attention or for the whatever to happen. So,
yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, I wouldn't say you can't really put a scientific process behind it. You can, and there's going to be some things that work, but at the end of the day, it's either going to work or it's not. It's either going to be in your favor. You can only market so much,
Mm-hmm.
And it's not, at the end of the day, I also have to understand it's not up to you. So, because what you're trying to sell or what you're trying to do is up to that person. Whether that person likes it or not, it's not in your control. So, at the end of the day, I feel it's much more safe to just let the product market itself, you know what I'm saying? Of course, promote it. Of course, do that. Of course, you know what I'm saying, tell people. But at the end of the day, it will, you know what I'm saying, whatever, it will resonate if it resonates. And
It's true.
And that's what will make whatever stand out, because itself stands out. So, what was the original question? We might have went way right.
Well, we were just going off on marketing there, but that was
relevant.
It was just yeah.
But
so, yeah, I think that's sort of the gist of it.
Sort of.
I don't know. Hopefully, we didn't miss anything, but I think that was pretty thorough.
Yeah.
So,
next topic. This is gonna be a quick one, very quick, almost a second. I got a request, and it said, "Hey, it's me, Jeffrey." So, Jeffrey, there you go.
Okay, Jeffrey.
Yeah. All
I
right.
see you.
Next one.
Acknowledged.
Let's go back and forth. So you got yours.
Wow, what a contribution from Kamari.
I got
Oh my
more. I just
God.
want to get that one out the way. You feel me?
Hey, yeah. Well, I'm gonna want to get this one out the way because
I'm not.
I just we've had so many conversations on this, sort of, and I don't get it. Like, I mean, I get it. You know what I mean, though.
It's not that deep.
It really doesn't need to be. I mean, it's like, well, yeah, I'm not even gonna go there. Anyways,
I mean, but
the
before you
topic
say
request,
it, hold on. Before you say it, think about what the guy in our group chat said. Like, people have the ability to say anything with confidence, and then it resonates within people. So think of all the people who like first made the topic and how it resonates. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's true. Yeah, you
It's-
can say anything and people will believe it.
Yeah. So before
It just goes to say that. And yeah, just to preface it, I really don't give a shit about the topic itself.
which
So
it's
I
funny
have no
because that
views
topic
really on it, but I'll talk about it.
that topic is what, like, how you just said that is like one of the main things of the one of the sides to be that. Like, I really don't, okay, anyway, let's go ahead and
All right. Well, you have to enlighten me on that
Unveil.
one. So the topic is, drum roll, red pill versus blue pill. Now, many people may not know what any of that is, because it's possible. A lot of
Is it
people
us?
probably do, but
is it our responsibility to enlighten?
no, I don't want to explain, because I myself do not know.
I'm just going to try
entirely,
and keep this as vague as possible.
Yeah, do you want to give? Can you give like a couple word, like this is this side and this is that side, in your point of view? This doesn't have to be
there's
accurate.
other two.
Doesn't have to be accurate, but you probably have a better idea.
I don't know, because I don't want to make any side sound more condescending or more, you know what I'm saying?
I mean,
I guess
no, it doesn't. That's not on you though. That's on whoever's listening.
Okay,
So, however,
well-
it may come off differently to someone else.
you have alpha, you have beta,
And which is which? Just so we know.
beta is blue,
Hmm.
alpha is red. You have
So B for
You
B and A
have-
for R.
you have, let's just say you have macho, you know what I'm saying?
And
You have-
nacho.
And,
Anyway.
yeah, nacho. Yeah, that was perfect. Yeah, nacho. If you get that, yeah. But what was it specific? Is it like did the request say what's your thoughts on it or anything, or did it just say
It
that,
just says red pill versus blue pill. So it could be thoughts. That's why I was saying, I mean,
I have a lot of thoughts, but I don't know if I'm not in that space because I'm not gonna say what side I'm on, but
I don't think you need to
I'm
be
not
on
on
either
the side
side.
anymore.
I
I'm just
think that
living
there
life.
are, I think that
At
there are
this point.
things that, I mean, it's acceptable to take from both. If you can do that, then, I mean, you can be well
There's
balanced.
also another
Or,
side of that.
It's just like religion. I mean,
Purple. I believe that's the purple.
is it?
I
Oh,
swear. I think. I could
That's
be
probably
wrong.
some new age shit.
Fairly newer, maybe.
But-
But
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah.
We're not gonna say what we. You know what I'm saying? But I think it exists on a surface level. It exists because we make it exist. I don't think. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, all
it's
ideals
prominent.
exist just because someone came up with them.
Yeah.
And you can follow it hardcore if you want, but
At one point,
don't
I
see
was
the point.
following it hardcore.
Mm.
I'm not gonna say what side. Well, that sort of gives it away because all the people who are on the side will. You know what I'm saying? Anyway,
it doesn't
but
matter. I mean, I don't think that it matters.
I was sort of on the red side. I was just saying,
Mm-hmm.
freak it, for a while until it's just like there were some things. There were a lot did resonate. What they were saying, a lot did resonate, but then there were some things where it's just like.
But see, it's okay if they, like how you're saying it, a lot of it resonated, but there are people who like see it and then they're like, oh my gosh, like this
and
is the
they
way.
live like, and I'm not trying to define I don't think we should define ourselves by,
Yeah.
like, coming from somebody who, let's say, quote unquote, or so to speak, I was on both sides. Like, I've experienced blue and I've experienced red. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, if you think about it, red is just like, I was thinking about it the other day. I'm glad we brought this up because it's like, blue is this. This is blue, right? I'm going to try to keep this vague as possible. But blue is just, we're going to do this. You know what I'm saying? Red is like, we're not going to do this, but to get the same result. So does that make red even more blue in the end? Because blue is like, can we pause this? I kind of want to explain.
I didn't follow that. Explain it now.
Okay, so we might as well just bust this wide open.
Yeah, because
so
I want to know too.
there's red. Okay, red is sort of. I don't want to. I really don't want to. Like you said, I sort of don't want to go into this. But I get freaking. Why not? We're gonna be freaking transparent. And whoever hates this or whatever.
So skip this part.
Emails.
Skip this part.
Explain why.
Hit the 15,
You know what I'm saying?
15,
Give us-
15, 15, 15,
Send us
15.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about. Or 10 on Spotify, 15 on Apple, 15,
whatever
15,
the frick.
15. Just keep going.
There's a theory that, you know what I'm saying, red-pilled, well, this is men. So red-pilled men get more, you know what I'm saying, I'm not even going to keep this, I get more respect than blue-pilled men, right? And they're saying the qualities of a blue-pilled man are that of the weaker qualities, and that you know, blue-pilled men, they do this to do that, you know what I'm saying? They submit, they whatever, they blah, 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 they validate, all that, just to get what they want. But in the red-pilled, they're saying, don't do all this, don't do all that, don't validate, don't do this, don't, you know what I'm saying? Don't bow down, be your own person, and you will still get that, you know what I'm saying? And my thing was, at the end of the day, whether you're blue or red, you still have that whatever you're trying to get. So does that make the red even more blue? Like subconsciously blue? Like blue, apparently blue, they're not aware. They're not aware that they're blue. You know what I'm saying? So they're not aware that they're doing all this stuff, and or either that or they are. And it's
So
like,
you're just saying the fact that they both want this said thing.
like
the same
I'm just
thing,
gonna say it to
but
make
it's
it
just
easy.
the way about going about it.
Yeah, like let's just make it. I'm just gonna bust it really wide open.
Yeah.
So blue-pilled men, they do all this stuff for women. They validate them. They do all this stuff. They tell them they love them and all this and all
More
that.
emotional per se.
Yeah, more emotional for it.
For lack of a better.
Right, to get the female. Then you have red pill who are saying, don't do all that stuff. Like, don't be emotional.
Don't
Never
show it.
show her your
Not that
emotions.
they aren't, but
yeah, never show your emotions. Try not to validate her. All this stuff. Don't do what they're doing. Don't come off as weak, and you'll get the girl. But like what I'm saying is, isn't red pill still sort of like blue pill on the low? Because they're doing all this, not like they're pretty much doing like all the opposite, but still doing it. They're still doing something to get that.
They are also doing it.
And that's where it's like, that's what I've been trying to get to you. Like, you're still sort of like, if you were to tell yourself, okay, I'm going to stop doing this, that, and this to get the girl. You know what I'm saying? You're still sort of doing it you're still doing something to get that girl.
You're
still
externally
changing
not
yourself.
showing it.
Yeah, you're still sort of changing yourself to get that girl. So that makes you, like, just one of my thoughts was like, does that make you more blue pilled? Like, is that, I don't, like, these are things we got to think about. Like, like, coming from apparently a person, quote unquote, who was blue pilled, I didn't even know about it, and then my buddy put me on. I was like, that makes sense. I'm gonna do all this, all that to get the girl. And it's like, you do all those things, it's like, but wait, I'm still putting a lot of effort in. Like, one of the main principles is
you're
to not
holding
put
back
an effort.
yourself.
Yeah.
Which is doing something to
Exactly. And one of the things was like, don't put a lot of effort into.
So maybe we've just invalidated the whole ideal.
Yeah.
All right.
Just
So
live your freaking
if you
life.
believe in red or blue pill, you basically your whole life's just been invalidated. No, I'm joking. But on the real though,
Don't validate them, Alec. Anyway, don't invalidate them.
So I'm not
Sorry.
joking. That was entirely true. Your whole life means nothing now.
But that's just like, that's just a philosophical standpoint. I think it's prominent. I think there is definitely a way of.
I think, yeah. Well, I think even if if say a group of people has no idea about the two ideals, I think there always will be sort of that discrepancy in just
Like,
personality
this that type
types.
of person, and then you have that type of person. The one
Right.
who's
And they just came along and they're like, oh wait, we can separate these two groups of people and cause controversy and be like all this other shit like politics and
Bro,
so
just be
it's
you,
basically
bro.
politics.
Yeah, it is. No, it is.
Because politics is where that all stems from. Like, oh, you got to pick a
This side or that side.
and if you don't pick a side, you
These
get punished.
views
Like
or
not
that
being able
views.
to vote early and shit.
Or not even, but like
stupid.
just the shun we try to put on the other side, like coming from both sides, like
This stuff literally forces you to have a closed mind.
right. And that's why I stopped following it, because I'm not trying to freaking, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to live my life the way I freaking want to live it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not
and that's
finna-
not to say that you, because if you're picking a side, then you sort of have a closed mind. But that's not to say that you don't have like any ideals that you hold more
with that.
prominent.
Right.
Because obviously you are always going to have some ideas or just experiences or whatever that you hold, foremost, and you hold those thoughts as opposed to the opposite or other thoughts.
Yeah.
More so. That's always going to be the case. But if you pick like a side in this stuff, then I feel like you're forcing yourself not to accept this other side, which makes you even more closed-minded.
And then
As opposed to just having your own individual thoughts and then being open to whatever. At least hearing it, being like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, like just taking all information as it is,
Right.
instead of just being, oh, it's blue? Nope. Oh, it's red? No. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
bro, just live. How about just live? Do you, bro? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whether you red pill or blue pill does not freaking matter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just, we all have our own ways. We all have our own paths, so.
Yeah, and maybe one is more right for a different situation.
Right, so.
You got to adapt, basically, you got to adapt.
You have to adapt. And that's what I think a lot of the red, or the alpha, it's all about adaptation to, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's say all the views are flipped on its side for a day. You know what I'm saying? It was like, oh, I'm not really trying to talk about this because it doesn't really, but like you see a whole lot, you see the shift, oh, these quote unquote red pilled men, now they're blue, or you know what I'm saying, now the blue all of a sudden are even more blue maybe, or it's just like the blue is the new red, or
now they're navy blue.
Yeah. They're freaking green or something. So it's like, geez. God. So just, bro, I don't know. It did resonate. And
they might as well be fucking gangs.
Yeah,
anyways, we don't have to leave it at that because I don't want to open that thread. But
honestly,
you probably caught that. So
yeah, of course.
Anyways,
if you didn't catch that, then where are you?
You stop listening to this. No, joking. All right.
I'm taking a bathroom break. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
First time ever.
But yeah. So
entertainment.
I'm gonna just keep rambling my fat mouth. But yeah, I don't really know about that stuff. I just, there are a lot of things that I believe personally that maybe someone else doesn't agree with. I mean, it'd be the same for anyone else, but at the end of the day, I think that it is always good, and Kamari would agree with me on this, to just, it's all about acceptance. So, and it's okay to have a civil argument. It's perfectly fine to have an argument and come out at the end and be like, you know what, that was a great debate, and I'm glad that we had it and expressed the differences in our views, and then, hug it out or handshake or whatever, and, have a good time actually agreeing to disagree, and, yeah, just sort of go from there, and, we can all be friends at the end of the day. Except for the people that don't know how to drive, because you can You can suck it. But, sheesh. Well, when Kamara comes back, we will go into the next topic. I think that was all the requests that I had were those two. So thank you for the submissions. That was good. Those were good topics to talk about, and yeah, we have a couple more. I think one of them has to do with something that I also don't have a lot of thoughts on, but we will see how that goes. Oh, he's back. But yeah, I think I've segued nicely. We can go into the next topic, whatever the one you have is.
Okay, so I have I got two topics in one, sort of. One of the topics was ghost, and then I got another request from somebody with ghost stories, so figure just intertwine them together. So, ghosts. Do I believe in ghosts? I believe in spirits. What are we calling ghosts, though? Are we calling, like, the movie ghost, like, oh, ghost? Or are we talking about spirits?
Dude, I don't even know.
Alex not with it.
I just explained that I wasn't with it. I was like, yeah, we about to hit a topic for like 2 seconds because
I got some stuff. I mean, if we're talking about spirits, yeah, because I remember
Can spirits affect your dreams?
Yeah, I think so.
But if that's the case, there is a nightmare that I remember from my childhood to this day.
I got a couple.
Day. And
is that a ghost?
I mean, there may be a reason that sticks with me until now.
What is it?
But I'm not going to put it like, I'm not going to. Oh, no, I'll explain the dream. It's not super complicated. So, it was the room. I'm not really sure why I was sleeping in this particular room in the house, but it was just a pull-out like sofa bed. I think it was because it's downstairs, closer to my parents' bed, which is ironic because I'm trying to sleep close to them, and then I have like the worst dream of my fucking life. So I'm sleeping, and it was. I would call it a lucid dream because it felt like I
Full
physically
control.
experienced things.
Yeah.
So I woke up, and there were. I don't know if you ever had like any Beanie Babies when you were a kid.
Yeah.
So there were these chains actually that my mom had made. It was chains, and then she like hooked clips onto them, so you could clip all the Beanie Babies hanging down it, almost like a Beanie Baby vine. Right? Yeah.
Oh,
you can probably
no.
see where this is going. But anyway,
Jesus
somehow all the
Christ.
Beanie Babies came to life. This is a typical child dream. Some stupid shit like this. And they all come to life. And some of them happen to morph into like pterodactyl type shit. But their yeah. And their eyes light up red, and they all start, flying in a circle above the
my
bed. And I'm just
God.
here. But I'm like trapped under the covers. So I'm just here stuck, like staring at them, like I can't flip over or anything.
God.
And I'm there. And then something flips. A lot of it is pretty blurry because even in the dream, it didn't make a whole lot of sense. But then it flips to where I end up out of the room, just in like the living room. And I'm able to see like around the corner into the family room. And do you sort of remember the setup of my
Yeah, I
place?
definitely remember the
So this
setup.
is the back of my place. So now I'm out in the room where we had the speakers. And then
Yeah,
I
I
could
see
see around the corner in like towards the kitchen. And there's just a set of eyes in there, right? And yeah, also red. And then I'm trying to run back to the room, but it's that like weightlessness where I'm just treading like in place.
Dang.
Almost like I'm being sucked backwards. So I'm just treading in place trying to get back to the room that, mind you, just had this fucking swarm of Beanie Babies flying around. But I'm just trying to get back to the bed. Like, that's the safe spot. And I just can't do it. Like, I'm using literally everything within me to run, try and get back. And I'm just moving. My feet are treading the ground. Carpet, even. I had no traction. And then somehow, everything... I probably got caught or something, but I don't remember. Everything just went black, and I end up back in my bed and wake up, obviously, just...
Petrified.
Yeah, probably pissed myself for all I know. I mean, so...
That's nuts. You about to give me freaking nightmares with that.
Yeah,
Christ.
and nothing in particular caused it. I just remember having it. It was only once, but
That might have been real. Look, you know what I'm saying? That could have been.
Maybe I
that
really
might have
did wake
happened,
up.
bro.
Yeah, and the blackouts were when I was just sleepwalking, and then yeah, so
What the?
right.
Yo, you good? Nah,
I'm good now. I'm glad I haven't had anything like that.
the ghosts of the
Jeez.
Beanie Babies, the
Yeah.
killer Beanie Babies,
And the just eyes. Who knows how big
I
that
could
thing
literally
was?
see that too. The eyes, like,
Yeah, just red.
Just-
they got that.
hey.
Yeah.
Well, since we're on like a dream type, I remember having this one dream. I died at my elementary school. I died on the basketball court. Like, we all died for some reason. And ever since then, I've never, like, it wasn't a nightmare or anything. Or I guess it was a nightmare back then because I was, of course, scared to freaking die. But, or more scared to die. But ever since this day, I remember like, the scenery of the court, like, it was on the outside courts and we had just died, but we could see ourselves transcending into heaven, and it was just this blue, like, whitish tornado vortex type of thing that would just take us up to the freaking, it was so like, I can see it in my head now, but it's like, it was crazy, and I could, like, feel myself, like, transcending into, like, this was when I was a jit too, and it was like, it was like, dang, bro, what the frick? I was like, what the frick am I experiencing right now? Did I just die? Right? Like, I'm
Yeah.
seeing this vortex of just blue and white and, like, tornado type of,
Yeah.
and it's like dark blue all in the sky, like, not nighttime, but like light enough to where it's like cloudy, but still, you know what I'm saying? So. Like, to this day, I don't know. I can't remember how we died or when we died, but I just remember just getting, like, seeing the vortex, seeing people going into it, and, like, getting transcended from, like, all the souls, I guess, in it. It's sort of vague, but yeah, like, that's one of the more prominent dreams in general that just popped into my head, and it's sort of, like, it's not a bad thing. Like, it's not a good thing. Could mean something. But
Maybe.
just, like, literally can see it right now. But
Yeah.
anyways, we sort of got off topic. But ghosts?
I mean, that shows you how much we have to talk about ghosts. But,
No, I have something to say.
Oh, okay.
I believe in spirits.
Well, let's hear it.
Oh, yeah. So back when I was an adolescent, one of my family members died, right? I was heartbroken. Because his family member had, a certain connection with me. No, I don't know, Alabama type. But, wow, I just went there. Yikes. Sorry, Alabama. Sorry, cousins. Anyway, I'm sorry. Nah. Anyway, so it was I'll just say it's my grandfather. It's my grandfather. Apparently my grandfather, I don't really remember the memories I know of. I knew him, and I knew... You know what I'm saying? I remember, being around him, but I don't remember, like, I'm a child, so I don't know him like that. I'm still in that, you know what I'm saying? But I remember, like, he loved me, like, he was, like, I was his grandson and all this and all that, and it might have been to the point where he was, like, low-key treating my sister a certain type of way, because I was, like, the favorite type. Yeah, sorry, sis, for hearing this. But we've all talked about it before. Like, they favored me. Like, not they, but my grandfather favored me. But I just remember one day I had, like, my jacket somewhere. It was, like, maybe on my bed, and like, I just remember it was on my bed. I went somewhere, and then I came back, and then it was, like, over my chair, just, like, sort of draped on my chair, and I'm just like, all right. And I don't know if I told any of my parents or anything, but it's just like, how did that get from here to there? You know what I'm saying? So, something I always wondered. And, was that a ghost?
Maybe you forgot that you moved it.
I don't know. It was like so obvious to where it was like, bro, I did not put that there.
Was it quick? It was like in a short span of time.
I can't remember.
It was like it was there and then
I
it was
just
here?
remember, yeah, I was there. I went somewhere, and then it was somewhere else. It was on my chair, and I was like, "Hold on." So that's another thing that's always, and this was like right after he died, like maybe like a week or so, or a couple days, maybe even that night. You know what I'm saying, or 2 nights. But it was just like, what was he trying to, you know what I'm saying? Was he trying to get my clothes up off the bed and put them on my chair so I could rest in peace? I don't know. No pun intended. No shade intended. But rest in peace, granddad. But yeah, it was sort of weird. So it's interesting. Was that a ghost? Was that a spirit? Are ghosts and spirits the same thing? I believe in spirits. I do. I think spirits are among us. We just don't know how to see them. We are not at the mental capacity.
I feel like a ghost is more of a physical manifestation of a spirit.
That spirit. Yeah, okay.
Which could be good or bad.
Yeah. There's definitely good spirits. There's definitely bad spirits. Alcohol brings out the worst spirit in me, so I will tell you this, and then a lot of us, you know what I'm saying? That's a whole spirit within
That depends
us.
on how you go into it. So,
you know what I'm saying? That ghost, the alcohol ghost, you know what I'm saying? The alcohol monster.
They are called spirits.
See, like, what the fuck? Literally.
Maybe whoever made them was onto something. You might have had a rough childhood. Anyways.
For real.
You were having Beanie Baby dreams for days.
For real. He was like, man, I got to hit this Jack Daniels shit.
That's what I'll call it. A spirit.
I seen them. And them Beanie Babies. Why would you just assume he was country? It could have been like this.
I like my Jack Daniels coat.
Yeah. For real.
It's just a plant.
Anyways, yeah, so I guess I sort of killed two birds with one stone. Like,
yeah, that was a great ghost segment.
Ghost segment
So,
with
now
a
that
story.
we're done with that.
I have one more, or we have two more. Do we want to?
Two more? Wow.
We have two more. So I have a quote from Bakari, actually. He was on our show on episode.
I see him trying to sneak back in.
Yeah, he's welcome, though. But where is it? Where's the quote? Oh, this was the quote. He said, I heard a quote, and shout out to you, Bakari. And shout out to everybody who submitted stuff. You know who you are. We're trying to keep it confidential. But since Bakari's been on here, we're not keeping them confidential. But anyway, Bakari says, I heard a quote, and it's been in my quote of the week. This was the quote. Remember, there's a reason the windshield is so big and rearview mirrors are so small. Do you get what that entails? It's one of those motivational ones.
Yes.
They tell you to keep moving forward rather than looking back. What's your thoughts on that?
It's a pretty clear quote. Nice metaphor.
Mm-hmm. That's true, though. Not much to see behind us. Got all
That's a bad metaphor for driving, though.
Yeah, you definitely want to check behind you sometimes, you know.
You definitely should check behind you and not just stare at your windshield like it's a fucking TV screen. Because that's what half the people on the road do. Funny enough, I just when you were in the bathroom, I for some reason went on the tangent of, or no, I just said it like a one-liner about drivers. I was like, but if you suck at driving, then
we need to make a segment.
To suck my
reckless driving rants or something with Alec.
I'm gonna have to compile a list. I'll probably do it when I'm home. Mm-hmm. When I'm home, I guarantee you I'll have a list when I come back.
Podcast.
So I'll remember to jot those down. But it's a lot of common stuff. Anyways, but yeah, so yeah, I mean, looking back in some ways is a good thing, only for specific things, like just to. Like if you are not feeling successful, or if you're not feeling fulfilled, you can sort of look back if you have like come up from where you were.
But don't look back too long. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't look back
Because if you keep looking,
too
yeah,
much.
yeah,
You'll get stuck. Yeah.
yeah,
But then, so you have a lot. Then there's also the metaphor, you have a lot to look forward to,
right.
You have a lot to look forward to. So keep looking forward. Keep moving forward. You remember that movie, Meet the Robinsons? Keep moving forward. Like,
I think so.
Disney?
It's been a hot minute.
Yeah, decades, maybe.
Probably. About to be a new decade. Sheesh.
Facts.
That's
So,
going to be
yeah.
a big one. Actually, I'm going to be glad that I'm back up here for that. The turning of the decade. I feel like that's appropriate.
Literally. Dang. That's crazy. That just hit me. You said that.
Yeah.
Dang. So, yeah.
2020.
But, yeah, thanks, Bakari.
Yeah.
You have any more to say on that quote? It's a pretty good quote. I like the quote. It's very inspirational.
I have a tattoo sort of inspired by that. In some ways the same idea. Still I Rise, from the Maya Angelou poem.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean that's sort of speaks for itself. The solid quote.
It does.
If you look at it that way, then yeah, there is a reason that we should be looking forward or in the present. Present's good too.
That it is.
So present and forward, and I mean past if it's absolutely necessary, or if it's something, good, something positive.
Yeah, positivity. Look at my boy. I haven't heard him say positivity in a while.
Yeah, certainly haven't shown it. No, I
You coming along? Yeah. You'll get there. Anyway. Exhale.
Man just rammed the microphone.
I did.
Just had a convulsive laughter in my exhale.
Yeah. Oh, here it is. Yeah. Oh, that's another one. Alec quotes. Yeah. All right. Sheesh. Last topic. Where we at? 50? We made some time. All right.
Surprisingly, I thought this was going to be an absolute bomb.
Oh, we did good. Thank y'all.
Turned into an actual explosion. Just like those tenders.
Within us. Anyways, so the last topic or question was favorite Netflix shows or whatever.
Was it shows or show?
Let me see.
I think what was wanted was a show, and that's not what I'll give. But
fave Netflix show.
So show singular.
Yeah.
First of all, no one can do that. If you do have just a favorite Netflix,
I do. Black Mirror.
Okay, what's yours?
Black Mirror.
Okay,
but
true, very true.
I have. Go ahead.
I feel like we have to break it down into genres because that's in a realm of its own.
It is. Literally.
Big Mouth.
Big Mouth's good.
Big Mouth. People, I still to this day can't figure out why people don't like it. It's actually hard for me to understand. There's someone in particular that doesn't like it. My brain starts malfunctioning at that point, and I just what can you not like about a fucking hormone monster jumping around and making jokes like LeBron James?
No, that was freaking Coach Steve.
Oh, that was Coach Steve.
Yeah.
Anyways, it doesn't. But just stuff like that.
It's just like, bro, it's not everything has to have a meaning. And funny because we're saying that
does
in a
have
freaking
a meaning though.
In a a meaning to be like meaningless. That's the meaning.
Yeah.
So
it is sort of meaningless, but a lot of it is true.
And it's
a lot of the show is incredibly factual. If you want to relive your middle school days, which I'm sure no one does, but this is in a very good way, then do it. Honestly, a lot of it is not how it really was, but I guess you could.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I guess you could find There were probably a certain group of people that went through something similar to what that show portrays, but
They probably just want to shut it out and be like, no.
yeah.
That's why they might be like salty.
But yeah, that one's good.
13 Reasons. Alex's favorite.
No.
That show's good, but then they started to fall off. So that show was,
Yeah, do these need to be like Netflix original shows?
I don't know. Ooh, I got one for
'Cause-
you. The OA. Have you heard of that?
I know you've been trying to get me to watch
You
that.
gotta
I
watch
haven't.
that one.
Maybe
That's a
I'll
good
start
one.
over break.
That's one of my favorites. We're just gonna make it favorites now.
What else? I mean, Dexter is on there. Dexter's a great show, but
I haven't really watched Dexter like that, but I hear it's really good. I heard they got like 18 seasons too, right?
no, it's not.
lot.
I think it's only 8. Yeah.
What's that
But
show?
there's
that
a lot
got-
of episodes, I think.
Yeah, just so much.
House. That's a great show.
A recent one I saw, Raising Dion. That show is pretty good. It's more family friendly, but I like that show. You have to check it out. It's about a little kid has superpowers.
Okay. Lucifer. Lucifer is a great show. Pretty funny.
I was gonna say, I
I
remember
think what else?
like my first Netflix endeavors. What was it? Samurai Jack, because I never caught that as much on Cartoon Network back then, or Toonami back then. So I remember watching like the first 2 seasons, or however many they have on there. That was a good one.
See if I can't find some things that I've watched. I can't even think. 'Cause it's actually been a while since I've been on Netflix, honestly.
I'm definitely gonna start watching. Was Blue Mountain State a show or was that a movie? Have you seen that? Blue Mountain State? You've had to.
No.
What? What?
There is a series on Netflix called
Yes,
Explained. It's pretty good. It just takes like a bunch of random stuff. Let me try and find one that I've watched recently. Oh, that's season 2. That's season 1. Oh yeah. I mean, they have one on Can We Live Forever? It goes uncover the secrets to extending human lifespan. I mean, that tattoo, weed, cricket, the sport, not the insect. Exclamation point. Literally, do we overuse exclamation points? Extraterrestrial life, esports, the stock market, why diets fail, cryptocurrency, K-pop, monogamy, designer DNA, the racial wealth gap.
God dang.
And then they have a second season as well with even more. So it's just stuff like that. They're all like 15 to 25 minutes. So pretty short, but it's a lot of information, honestly. So that's good. Dang, what else do I have? Where is like, oh, my list. Okay.
Was that you?
That was those nuggets, man. My stomach is complaining to me now. It's like, oh. Dang, I don't have as many as I thought. Oh, the Marvel series that are on Netflix. Or no, not Marvel. Yeah, they are Marvel. What the hell's... Okay, Arrow is good. Arrow's DC. That's great. I still actually need to catch up on all the new stuff that's going to come out. But Daredevil... So there are 4 that are on Netflix. There's The Punisher. No, there's 5. There's Luke Cage, Punisher, Jessica Jones, Iron Fist, and Daredevil. And Iron Fist, probably my least favorite. His character's all right. But then they all come together and did like one limited series. The 4 of them, minus Luke Cage. So it was was it the Punisher? No, who was the other one? There was one more. Must not have it saved. Anyways, they come together and did a series together. But The Punisher is really good, and Daredevil's really good. Jessica Jones is also pretty good. But yeah, I don't think I have anything else, honestly.
Yeah, there's not a lot I can think of off the top. I want to start watching The Office. I hear that show's good.
Yeah, you've had to get ripped for that.
I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either. So. How can you live life? You haven't seen The Office.
Anyways. Yeah, so that's about it for favorite show. I mean, favorite show would have to be, if I had to take one, Black Mirror. That show. It's just the way it engaged my thoughts. It was to none other. And, you know, I see myself as a very deep person, thinker, and just had me thinking. It's a good show. So that's my favorite. Alec, you want to give like a sort of total favorite or no?
Probably that as well. If I had to pick just one. I mean, I wonder when they're coming out with more.
Honestly.
It's got to be soon.
It's got
to be soon.
Needs to be soon.
Either the end of this year still or next year. But yeah, Black Mirror.
Top 5. Top 5, and it's not 5.
It's not 2 either.
Yeah. Top 2 is not 2. Yeah. That's a Drake bar, your favorite. Drake said that. Drake said that in a song. Anyways, before you
whether that's relevant or not, it's not.
Anyway, yeah, so you want to just go ahead and call it a wraps?
Yeah, I guess so.
It's a good sesh. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, very good.
And the
outro's ruined now, so... But anyways, so we will...
Alright, I'm not gonna freaking... Shout out Evilito, man. That boy went crazy on that one. He went stupid. He went stupid. You feel me?
Yep, he certainly did.
Anyways.
All right, well, everyone have a great rest of your day, evening, night, morning, whatever it may be, what have you.
Yeah.
And we'll catch you next week.
So stay Hypersanedy.